Cozy Cottage Crochet Podcast. My name is Hannah, and this is a podcast all about crochet. A little bit of knitting, sometimes sewing, although there has not been any of that recently, and living the yarniest life possible in St. Petersburg, Florida, where I live. How are you? It has been less than 2 weeks. Normally I record on a Friday, but now I have a different job, so I don't have Fridays off, and it is Wednesday night at like 6 p.m. and this is probably going to be a crazy episode, so you guys are just going to have to bear with me. My husband is actually gone right now, but my brother's girlfriend and their 6-month-old baby are in the back room, so you may hear some unhappy toddler noises. And my brother will get home at some point, and there's probably just going to be all kinds of things going on and background noise and craziness. And what else is new? This is my life. So welcome if this is your first time watching. I'm so happy you're here. And for anyone who is coming back, I have so much to talk about and so much to show you, so thank you so much for coming back. Now, before we jump into anything, I do have some prize winners to announce. Last episode, we had the 7,000 subscriber giveaway, and there were 2 prizes for that. I have drawn the winners just now. I'm sorry that the prompt wasn't open for 2 entire weeks, but I have to record or there'll be no episode on Saturday. So the first prize is going to be these 2 giant skeins of beautiful yarn that I thought went together so well. This is a Karen Jumbo, which is the color Peacock. And then this is the colorway Peacock in Red Heart with Love. So they are going together, and the winner of that is host number 78, Rapunzel 60849. I believe your name is Joan. So Joan, you have won these 2. I'm going to send you a message on Ravelry. Please get back to me with your full name and mailing address, and I will get those in the mail to you sometime next week. And the second prize was this beautiful skein of Steinhard yarns. So pretty. It is a 70% merino, 30% silk yarn. And these 2 adorable little minis from Attic Spin Dye, who is a wonderful friend of this podcast. And the winner for that was post number 10, who is a Trinka on Ravelry, and I believe your name is Raquel. So I will send you a message on Ravelry as well and get that out in the mail to you. Thank you so much to everyone who participated. The prompt was, tell me the crochet or knitting or crafting tool that you cannot live without. So if you are looking to be enabled and find some new fun tools, definitely go read the post. There was 155 of them, which is a lot. That is order of business number 1. Number 2, if you are looking for me anywhere on the interweb, you can find me as the Cozy Cottage Crochet on Instagram, on Facebook, on Ravelry. I am the Cozy Cottage, and of course, we have a Ravelry group for this podcast, and we have a make-along running currently. It is the Year of the Sock 2019. At the end of September, which we are fast approaching, there will be another prize drawn for that, the 3rd quarter prize for the Year of the Sock. And that's just an informal sock make-along. So for the whole year of 2019, we're just making socks. Crochet socks, knit socks, doesn't matter, all kinds of socks. And let's see. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything related to the podcast specifically, please do shoot me an email. That is the best way to get a hold of me. My email is thecozycottagecrochet@gmail.com. Water break. I feel like I need to calm down. I know it's like 6 p.m. I never record a podcast this late, and I have already worked all day today. And I came home, and I was planning on recording immediately when I got home. I got home at like an hour ago, but I had to eat dinner because I was so hangry. Like, I stopped to get gas on the way home, and that was a mistake because I just hated everyone who was in my way, and I really needed some food. So I ate some food. I watched half an episode of MasterChef, and now I'm in a much better place because I had pasta. And it's just been crazy around here. We'll get into that later. Let's talk about yarn first. I have a finished object, just one, but it has eaten up all of my crochet time. So I have a little bit of progress on some works in progress to show you, but I only have one finished object, and it is a baby blanket. This is for a beautiful friend of mine who is about to pop out a baby boy, and the baby shower is on Saturday, which will be the day that you guys see this episode, and it's going to be at my house. So I had to get this done immediately, and I didn't even notice when I was making this. It shows up even better on camera that it's got kind of this zigzaggy pooling effect, and I really like it. This is Bernat blanket yarn. I had 2 balls of this colorway, which is called Stormy Ocean, and 1 of this, which is dark teal. So 3 balls total, of course with coupons from Joann, so I think I spent like $17 on 3 balls. Pretty darn good if you ask me. What am I gonna do with the leftovers? I have no idea. But I love to make baby blankets like this. So what I do is a corner to corner. I pretty much always do corner to corner no matter what size of yarn it is for baby blanket, because it has holes, so if they put it over their face they can breathe, but it's still a dense fabric, so it's going to keep them warm. And so corner to corner until I was almost out of the first ball of yarn, and then I just started decreasing. And then this border is simply half double crochets, 3 rows in the round. So it's not really a pattern. You just go until you can't go no more, and then you start decreasing. And decreasing is more fun than increasing, let me tell you. I used a 9mm hook. It's the biggest hook I have. I think I have a 15mm hook somewhere in my house, but who knows. So yeah, this is going to be a gift, and it is already washed, and I weaved all the ends in, and it's perfect, and I love it. And I hope that she will love it as well, because they have been waiting quite a while for this baby. So I wanted to give them something special. So that is my finished object. I do have some works in progress, all of which you have seen before, and none of which have had a massive amount of work done on them, because this week. So let's start with socks, since it is in fact the year of the sock. Considering how fast I've been banging out socks this entire year, you're going to be, gosh, I don't know. You're gonna be shocked at how little work I have done. So this is Red Heart, Heart and Soul yarn in the colorway Jelly Beans. This is a mystery, some kind of wool nylon blend yarn, solid color. And this is where I was last time, and I've knit like maybe 1.5 inches. In almost 2 weeks, I have knit 1.5 inches on this. That is crazy, crazy. I can't, what am I supposed to do? So this is what it looks like. It's colorway Jelly Beans. I really can't decide if I want to put in a Fish Lips Kiss heel, or if I want to just make a tube and then do an afterthought heel. I was originally planning on doing an afterthought heel and making them shorty socks, but now I don't know. Maybe I want them to be longer socks because they're so fun, you know? Like, it would be fun to have these poking out of boots or something. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep going for a while. This is what the yarn looks like in the ball. So it's a little tiny bit pooly, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll probably have another inch to show you next time. The second pair of socks that I have been working on has a little bit more work. This is the pair that I had not started last time, and it is using Hobbii yarn. Now this is, Hobbii sent me a few balls of sock yarn to try several months ago, and so I've just been slowly working through it. This is my 3rd pair of Hobbii yarn socks, and I'll have 3 more balls, I think 3 more balls after this. So this is their Mayflower One Class Print yarn in the colorway Lavender Field. I had one 50-gram ball of this. I was really not sure that it was going to be enough for 2 entire socks, even if they were shorty socks. I didn't think it was going to be enough. So what I have done is I've started them cuffed down, and I have put in a Fish Lips Kiss heel with some Knit Pick Stroll that I have, just this random gray. And we'll see if I have any left over at the end of this sock. So this is what I have so far. So this is a little bit. In 2 weeks, I started a sock. So what I do is I cast on 64 stitches. That is the stitch count for me. And I do this on a 9-inch circular 2.25mm needle. I worked 15 rounds, and then I worked, I think, 12 rounds of just plain stockinette. Inserted my Fish Lips Kiss heel, which incidentally is my favorite heel. And now I have just been working around and around on the foot. This is the project that I have been taking to work with me, and I've been just doing a little bit every day, like maybe 3 or 4 rows. Today I didn't get any rows at lunch. So annoying. But I have been able to get maybe like between 5 to 10 rows usually on a lunch. So everything from the heel down has been done this week during my lunch break. This is how much I have left of the, I split this ball into, the 50-gram ball into 2 25-gram balls. So that's how much I have left of that one. I will say, my new job is not knitting friendly, meaning like I can only knit when I'm at my lunch break. There's no like long conference calls that I have to be on. There's no meetings where I could knit like I had at my last job. So no, only knitting during lunch, and I only have a half an hour for lunch. So I have to eat really fast and then knit a little bit. So I don't know. This is the project I have been taking with me to work every single day for the last little while because it's really small and really portable. And I wish I had more done because I really like these. But what can you do? This is life, right? So yeah, I have worked a little bit on socks. Let me just go ahead and knock out the other knitting project and then I'll talk about crochet. Now, this other knitting project has consumed so much of my time that was not crochet because there are so many stitches. And I finished the increases last night. So it is the Gramps cardigan. This is a pattern by Tin Can Knits. I am making it for my husband. I am making it in DK weight yarn as opposed to the worsted weight yarn that it's called for, and my gauge is way off. So I'm making the extra large, I think, which means that I just finished my increases and I now have 355 stitches. And I got so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost done with the increases. I'm going to be able to split for the sleeves and have you try this on to make sure that it fits. And I'll be able to show like an actual tiny little sweater yoke. No. I'm at like 8 1/4 inches. So I have to still work 10 rows or until 10 inches of the sweater. Oh, I was so upset last night because I read this pattern when I first got it and I was like, oh yeah, okay. So you just work flat after you do the increases until you get to 10 inches. And then I promptly forgot about it until last night when I read it and I was like, no, because legitimately one purl row with that many stitches takes me like 20 minutes. That is so much time. So I did 3 rows last night and managed to finish the increases. But now I still have to do another inch and 3/4 flat. So the yarn that I'm using is Webb's Valley yarn, Merino Valley Superwash DK. So these come in 50-gram balls. So I have entirely used 2 50-gram balls, and just right here, this is one of the edges. So right here is where I joined the 3rd ball. So I'm into my 3rd ball, 50-gram ball. I don't know how I'm going to show this to you because it's so scrunched up on the needle, but what I can do is spread it out a little bit here so you can see this is all the stuff that I've done before, and since the last time I have talked to you I've done this much, which again may not seem like that much, but if all of these rows take me 20 minutes, this is a huge amount of time. The knit rows of course don't take that long, but it is a good thing that this yarn is amazing and plump and squishy and doesn't split and is a dream to work with, because this sweater's a lot, but I think my husband will really like it. So here is his little sleeve cap. Look at my beautiful increases. I'm so happy with them. So I have to work 10 more rows, or 1 3/4 inches, whatever that will be. I have to work that much. All of my yarn and everything is living in this bucket, and I'm trying to work on it a couple of rows a night. I'm not always successful, but if I can do a knit row and a purl row in one evening, as long as I work 2 rows on it every day, supposedly, as long as I work 2 rows on it every day, at some point it will be finished in time for him to wear it. I know you guys are, some of you are getting cold weather already. Not me. It's still like 90 degrees here at all times. So I have a little bit of time to finish this, but I'm nowhere close. Nowhere. As long as I can get it done in a few months, by December, I don't know. You can't rush a genius, right? You can't rush the creative process. Hopeless. This sweater. I am thrilled that my husband wants me to make him a sweater. But purling. So I did get a little bit of work done on a new Tunisian project, which of course is this beautiful, beautiful yarn by Attic Spin Dye called Vibrant Iris, and I will leave a link to their shop below. You saw them when I showed you the little minis at the beginning of this podcast. This is a Tunisian project, and last time I was like, I have no idea where I'm going with this. I just can't stop making this stitch with this yarn. So I've worked a couple of inches on this. I've really only had maybe one sitting to work on this, so that's why there's not very much done. But last time I said I had no idea where I was going, and I do have an idea all of a sudden. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. It's definitely gonna be worked flat like this for a little bit, and then there'll be a twist to the pattern. So we'll see if I am able to do that. I'm gonna work, let's see. Let me compare. So I'm probably going to work all the way down there, that much before I do something else to the pattern. Speaking of, this is my Tunisian Zen Cowl pattern. It is also a Tunisian pattern, and it's one that I released recently. And basically, you just have this subtle texture pattern, and I needed a little zen today because today was insane at my job. So much to do. So I'm working on a new Tunisian pattern. I've had a couple of inches to work on this, and I just can't even with this yarn. Oh, I love it. I can't wait for this to be finished so that I can wear it, but I'm enjoying the process. And Tunisian, I find for me, it's definitely slower than regular crochet. So, and I have a tendency to sometimes hurt myself. It'll hurt my elbow at some points. So I really like just working a few rows on this and then putting it down and then working a few rows. And it's just a project that brings me so much joy. And of course, the hooks that I am using are the Denise Tunisian crochet hooks. And this is a 4mm one. They're plastic. I was very skeptical of plastic hooks, like insanely skeptical. But I bought one, I love them, and now I have a set of them, and they're just amazing, and I could not recommend them more. I really, really love my Tunisian hooks. They make the Tunisian process so much more enjoyable for me because I'm not fighting the cable, and because the cables come in all kinds of different sizes. So let me just show you that. This cable, so you see this little plastic stopper on the end? These just lock into place. You just turn it and it pops right off. So you can actually hook cables together. Whoops. I don't know where that went. Oh no. All right, I have to remember to get that later, okay? You guys remind me. Look for your Tunisian stopper. I did not twist it all the way and it fell off. I have never had it fall off once it's properly locked on. But they have all kinds of different cord sizes. This is the hook set. So there are some long ones. I don't know if you can hear that. My niece is very upset. And here are some little itty bitty cords. So you could essentially turn this into a straight hook. I really am thrilled. I'm thrilled with them. Every time I use them, I love them more. In fact, I'm gonna leave this hook out so that I remember to get the stopper out from underneath the couch where it just rolled. So that's the Tunisian project. And there is one more crochet project that I've been working on. This is the one that I've been thinking about, that I've been wanting to work on all the time. And it's the one that's gotten the least amount of love because I've been making that baby blanket. But I just want to work on this so bad because I want to wear it. And it is my Ariana cardigan. That is a pattern by Vicky Chan. It is a paid for pattern. I cannot recommend it more. It is so well written. It is a written pattern and it has charts. And I just think if you follow it line by line, you're not going to be confused. It's gorgeous. I am, you can see this amazing color, making it out of Knit Picks. What is this? Knit Picks Hawthorn. Let's see. Knit Picks Hawthorn Fingering. You can't see that at all, can you? Just take my word for it. It's Knit Picks Hawthorn Fingering in the colorway Klamath Falls. And I had 3 skeins of this in my stash already that were darker, and then I ordered 3 more because Knit Pick still had the color, but obviously way different dye lots. So I am alternating, which means a lot of yarn management. And thankfully, both of my skeins are on one side of the cardigan this time instead of the opposite sides like they were last time. So I have not made much progress. This is what it looks like I literally cannot even wait to wear this. But this little marker is where I was last time. So I've gotten maybe like 8 rows. Not sure. So let's see. If I can put it on. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys can hear her. She's so unhappy. She's teething. Poor baby. But she can crawl now, so she is being contained and absolutely hates it. So this is what it looks like so far. It just comes down to my elbow. And of course the lace is gonna be like that when it blocks out, which is amazing. And I'm literally dying to wear this. But it didn't get any love. No love from me over the last 2 weeks. I hope to fix that. What's today? Wednesday? Tomorrow? Because now that the baby blanket is done, this is going to be back in my life as the best crochet project of all time. When I need a break from the Gramps cardigan, for sure, I will be doing that. Although this weekend is nuts, you guys. Which brings me, so I have quite an incoming goodies segment to show you. So because of that, I am going to give you a life update right now. And then I will show you the things that have come in. But first, I just want to give a very, very special thank you to some specific people. These are a few, not all. If I don't say your name this time, I will say your name next time or the time after that. These are people who support me on my Patreon and who help keep this channel 100% ad-free. As well, they get a weekly love letter from me every Sunday. And we just celebrate mental health and encourage each other, and it's wonderful. And I would not be able to continue doing this without them. So I just want to give special thanks to Agnes, Amanda, Amy, Karen, Courtney, Debbie, that's my mom, hi mom, Diane, Dunya, and Dylan. So if I didn't say your name, I'll say your name next time, but I wouldn't be able to do it without you. Thank you so, so much. If you would like to join Patreon community, you can find a link for that directly down below. And like I said, you will get a weekly love letter from me, which brings me to my life update. Because in my weekly love letter on Sunday, I talked about that I wore glasses in public for the first time in like a long time. And I don't know if this will make sense to any of you, but essentially I have needed glasses for a long time. I'm wearing contacts. I wear contacts all the time. I literally can't see. Like, I would probably die if I didn't have my contacts, because I would just like walk off a cliff or something. Are there any cliffs in Florida? No. I'd probably walk into traffic and die. So I have had to have corrective lenses of some kind for a very long time, and my glasses as a teenager were totally uncool, I guess would be the way to say them. So people like made fun of me for them, like specifically a couple of people that I knew. And then when I was older, gosh, I was probably out of college. I was like 22, and I wore my glasses one day because my eyes were bothering me. I wore my glasses to work, and my district manager happened to be there. I was working at a shoe store, and she like basically said, no, you shouldn't wear glasses. First of all, rude. Second of all, it just like, I was like, okay. I don't know. I have a complex about wearing glasses, but I did get some very cool glasses recently. And if I remember, I'll put in a picture. Otherwise, I don't know. But they're really cool, and I wore them out in public on Sunday, and I wore them all day. All day. I wore them to church, to the grocery store, I wore them to lunch, and it was okay. It was okay. I was successful in my quest to get glasses that actually were pretty fabulous and didn't make me feel like a weirdo. And I'm not saying people who wear glasses are weirdo. I'm just saying for me, I never really liked how they looked on me, but they look fine. They're fine. So that was like a huge victory. Secondly, I have started my new job. So that was on the Tuesday after Labor Day. I work at a law firm now, so it's definitely like an 8:30 to 5. Gosh, I've been so busy. It doesn't take me very long to get home, so I'm really only gone from like 8:15 in the morning till about 5:15 at night. But like I said, I only get a half an hour for lunch, which is not even enough time to go anywhere and grab something. So I've been like packing my food religiously, and I guess I eat slowly, I don't know, but I'm almost like scrambling at the end of 30 minutes to make sure I'm done eating, and if I'm not, then I don't get any knitting time. Now, I have been training, and of course there's many things that I don't know how to do, but I have a much more of an idea of how to do things now. So either tomorrow or Friday, I will be getting my own little space, this kind of little triangle room up at the front of the law firm, across from the receptionist. So where I have been currently is in with the other legal assistant. Like if her desk is here, I'm right here. So we're like right next to each other, and I'm just like watching everything she does. But they do let you like listen to music or podcasts or whatever you want while you are working, as long as there's no clients and you're not on the phone, etc. So I'm thinking once I get my own little space and my own little desk up at the front, I am gonna put on crochet podcasts all day. And I have not had time to watch podcasts in so long. And when I have, it's been at like 10 minutes at a time. So if I normally have like been commenting on your podcast and it has been a while and I haven't, just know that either I haven't had time to watch them, which makes me so sad, or I have watched an hour-long podcast in 10-minute increments, and by the time I get to the end a week later, I have no idea what I was going to comment. It's a mess, you guys. So that's going well. This weekend, like I said, is pretty crazy. You guys are going to see this episode Saturday morning. Friday night, which is Friday the 13th, I'm doing a wedding of some beautiful friends. And then Saturday, there's a baby shower of like, there's going to be like 20 people at my house. And then Sunday, I have plans all day. And then Monday after work, I have something. There's just not going to be any sleep. No sleep forever. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just running around like a chicken with my head cut off and trying to keep everything spinning. There's just so much going on this month. There's literally, so we're leaving for our cruise on September 29th. And every weekend until then, so I guess it's only 2 weekends now, but every weekend in September we have had something. And some of the weekends, like this one and next one, there's something Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's like I just can't relax. But that's okay, because once we're on a cruise, we'll be able to relax all of the time for 7 straight days. And I know, hopefully you guys are going to be okay with this, but I'm not going to be vlogging that trip. We are going to the Bahamas. We're going to 2 places in Mexico, and we're going to one of the islands in the south of the Bahamas. I don't think that it was affected by the hurricane. Speaking of, the hurricane didn't touch us at all. Not even a drop of rain didn't touch us. So if you were worried, don't be, we're okay. And I think we're going to Honduras. It's making 4 stops. But I'm not going to pay an exorbitant amount of money for Wi-Fi. Definitely not. And I don't think I want to carry my phone or a camera around with me. I kind of just want to hang out with my husband and have a relaxing time. That's one of the things that I love most about cruises, is that you are cut off. Like, no one can contact you unless you pay for that ridiculous internet rate, which I am not about to do. So I don't think I'll be doing any vlogs or anything like that, but hopefully I will have some crochet to show you when I get back. I have one project in mind to take specifically, and then I may take a sock or something that's a little more portable, because the one project that I want to take requires a bit of brain power in following the pattern. So I don't know if I'll be able to work on that at all times. So we're going on a cruise. I emotionally have been better the past 2 weeks, definitely, than the last month. And other than being hangry and needing to pack more food with me to take to work, I have been okay. I had a pretty significant anxiety last night and this morning, but it is kind of leveled off. And I'm hoping, that I'm pretty sure is due to hormones, but I'm hoping that that will be all right and not to come back, you know, once I'm done recording. But yeah, it's been a ride. Thank you so much to all of you for your thoughts and your prayers, and you're just so kind, and you lift me up, and you are the reason that I come back every single, I was gonna say every single week, but I don't record every single week, and I didn't know how to turn that into every single bi-weekly. That doesn't make sense. This is what you come here for, right? So let me talk about incoming goodies. The reason I've saved this to the end is because there's so much of it, and I know that some people don't like that. So what I'm gonna do is just go through them, and if you would like to stick around, I would love to have you and talk through all of these things. And if you're just here for the crochet and knitting content, well, that is over. Although this is future crochet and knitting content. That's what I like to call it. So I've got some things in the mail. One was a package of yarn from Michelle and some beautiful little crochet patterns. And she sent me this yarn that I've never seen before. It's ice yarn, and it is a 62% cotton, 23% viscose, and 15% nylon yarn. And it is 180 meters for 50 grams, so that's about a fingering weight. And I don't know, it's just very unique yarn. It's like the yarn is not really plied. The core yarn is not really plied. It's just a tube of yarn, a very skinny, at some points thick, at some points thin yarn. And around that is spun this thread that's holding it together. So it's really pretty, really unique. And I know ice yarns is not very expensive, and they ship internationally. So she sent me this yarn as a new to me yarn, and I'm really excited about it because I think it would be perfect for like a lace design. I don't know, I haven't used it yet, but I'm pretty excited about that. So thank you so much, Michelle. I will let that ruminate and think about what I can do with that yarn. I also got a package from my very lovely friend, who is Kalisha, who lives in, if you guys can't hear her screaming, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not. And I promise this is the last time I'm going to interrupt the podcast to talk about it, but she's so upset. That breaks my heart. I just want to go snuggle her. Okay, I got a package from my very lovely friend Kalisha, who is the amazing creator behind the Quirky Monday Craftcast and is all around my favorite person, and I just love her. She sent me such a unique little box. And I'm just going to show you. So first of all, there was some cold infused tea, which is passion fruit, mango, and blood orange. Favorite. Passion fruit and mango. Oh my gosh, so good. I have been literally dying to drink this, and it smells so good, but I haven't touched it. I wanted to show it on the podcast. I'm going to take this to work with me. I'm also going to take this to work with me. She got me a book of office yoga, which I desperately need because I'm pretty sure I'm like ruining my back at this new job. I don't know how I'm sitting, but it has all kinds of little tiny yoga moves, which when I get my own little space, I will be using very much. And then there is a beautiful little print. This is a lucky good luck star from Pennsylvania, which is so sweet. I'm gonna put that in here so it doesn't get bent. And some very fun fabric. This is like, I know it's like, this looks like jungle fabric to me. I know it's not, it's like tropical, but I just love it. I wanna make like a tote bag or something with this. She also sent me this beautiful skein of yarn. It's from the company Iris Yarns. It is a 4-ply sock yarn, 75/25 merino nylon. It does not have a colorway on it, so perhaps it is a one of a kind, but it is gorgeous. And the funniest thing, so I pulled this out. It's a coffee mug, a tea mug, and it's got these animals on it, and I pulled it out this way, the way that I'm showing to you guys. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I held it up to my husband, and I was like, look at this. It's a zoo mug. And he saw this. And he was like, babe, it has your name on it. Which I didn't even realize because I pulled it out of the package the wrong way. So it has the tigers, and it's from Busch Gardens, and it's full of tea. And I love Busch Gardens. I actually have a pass to Busch Gardens. I haven't been there in quite a while, but I should go. Kalisha, next time you're going to Busch Gardens, let me know so that I can go with you. And I just think that's funny. So that tea and that mug are definitely going to work with me so that I can drink tea. I have been drinking tea at work every single day since I started, and it's been delightful. Then I got a package from a viewer named Gina, who sent me some lovely sunflower fabric. So these are sunflower panels that are cut out. So I'm not gonna unfold them because then I will not be able to get them back the way they were. And some other fabric scraps that she had left over from projects that she made. So these are very like country. This reminds me of like curtains or something that you would find in like a southern house. So these will make really, really cute projects as well. Tea. I haven't tried this yet either, but I'm very excited. It is rose, chamomile, and lavender. So I'm pretty excited about that. Some very cute charms. There's a sea turtle and a flamingo, and I am halfway like thinking about putting the flamingo on a necklace. Is that such a Florida thing to do? Wear a flamingo around your neck and wearing it. And there's some beautiful little stitch markers as well that are like seashells and a sea star. And then there's 4 of these little pink yarn balls. Because they're pink, they're so cute. And some Karen Simply Soft, which goes together beautifully. So thank you so much, Gina. That was very, very sweet of you. And I'm very excited to try the tea immediately. Now, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to show you the rest of this. I got a package from, well, okay, actually, I got 2 packages, and I can't even get it over here because the box is so big, and I'm going to dump it on the floor by accident. Oh my goodness. This came in 2 boxes, but I've consolidated to 1. So there's a viewer of this podcast named Nina, and she is actually watching from the beginning, and I think she's like halfway through or maybe a little more. So I don't even know if she'll see this episode for a while. And she contacted me and said, I have a bunch of yarn in my stash that I'm not using, and I want it to be able to go to a good home. So could I send it to you, and you can keep it, or you can use it for prizes, or do whatever you want with it? And I was like, yes, because we're always running make-alongs and things like that. Now, I am not running another make-along until after the end of September, but I think we will have so many prizes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you what I've pulled out to keep, and then I'm gonna show you everything that I'm gonna donate. So for the podcast, I'm going to give away as much as I possibly can. Do I have, ooh, I'm dropping everything. Do I have a secret desire to keep every single thing that is sent to me? Yes. However, I want to give you guys as much as possible because you are the reason that I am here. And also, there's no way I will ever be able to use all of this. So I'm gonna start with the things that I have pulled out to keep. Now I have pulled it out to keep either because it's useful to me, I have a design idea, or I have a project in mind. I am hesitant about these. There's a bunch of this in the box. This is Lion Brand Wool Spun in this beautiful, this is evergreen, and this is called Claret, I believe. This is a bulky weight yarn, and it is 80% acrylic, 20% wool. I've actually always wanted to try Lion Brand Wool Spun, and I just haven't because none of the stores around me carry it. You have to order it online. And I saw this, and I just have a design idea for this, so I pulled out 2 balls of each color. They look Christmassy and like just so beautiful to me. I think I'm gonna sit with them for maybe a month. If I can't make what I want in my head come out, then maybe I will pass them along. But I just had a vision for something plush and squishy and like so cozy. Put that over there. So that is one. These I pulled out, and I'm a little hesitant about this as well, but I'm gonna try it. It is some Bernat velvet yarn, which I am, as a true 90s child, obsessed with velvet. I really am, but it's Florida and it's hot, and this is a bulky weight yarn. What I would really love to do is make a cardigan out of this. I don't know if this is enough to make a cardigan with, but I'm going to try to just make a simple drapey kind of loose shape and have it gray on the top and blue on the bottom, I think. So I don't know. These ones I pulled out because they called to me, and instantly I was like, oh, I could have a velvet cardigan? Oh my gosh. So we'll see. who knows? Who knows, you guys? Maybe I'll start it and then be like, nope, that was a bad idea. There is, whoops, 2 balls of this Red Heart Chic Sheep, which again, I have always wanted to try this, but this is the yarn that Marley Bird, it's like her yarn line, and you can only get this online, and so I never ordered it. And this is 100% merino in the colorway Velvet. You sense a theme here. Velvet. There is some salad colored sock yarn, which this is woolly socks, Lamia woolly socks. There's some blue and some gray, and y'all know I'm always looking for contrast toes, heels, and cuffs, so that is definite. I'm gonna keep one. She sent some books too. One of the books, which is the Japanese Knitting Stitch Bible. Part of me is like, you don't need this because you don't knit like this. But I'm thinking that I can go through, and it has charts and it has all kinds of things. Like, I know this is a pretty popular book. I'm going to keep this for design inspiration, not knitting design, but maybe some of the shapes, etc. I can use for crochet design. I will keep 2 little balls of sugar and cream cotton to make some dishcloths with. And then there was some beautiful single ply knit crate yarn in this dusky blue color. I don't know what it is because it doesn't have, actually one of them does have a tag. Let's see. Knit crate something. Knit crate Uru yarn. Colorway Shibori. It's 100% merino fingering weight, and y'all know I'm in a merino single fingering weight shawl place right now. So that is what is going to stay with me currently, unless something comes out of this box that I have a design idea for or a specific project for. The rest of it will be going to you guys. And I know what I just showed you may seem like a lot, but trust me, it is nothing compared to what is in this box. So there is all of this. This is all wool spun. So I pulled out 4 balls. All of this is wool spun. There's a whole array of wool spun yarn. I'm just gonna set this down here. There is, let me show you all of these books. This one made me laugh. It's called Pints and Pearls. It is a knitting book, a social knitting book, and it has patterns that are mindless so that you can be out with friends and have drinks and do them. There is the Yarn Girl's Guide to Beyond the Basics, which is kind of a sweater knitting book. There is a friendship shawl knitting book, a lace Irish crochet book, which this seriously impressive. I do not have the patience for that. The complete knitting book, which is definitely wonderful for a beginner, and I will do some kind of giveaway for a beginner with like some yarn at some point for that. And then she sent all of these crochet magazines that have beautiful crochet patterns in them. So those are the books. There is a bag of, this is called Lamia Merino, and this one is merino, and this one has silk in it. And they're these beautiful pastels, and I legitimately would keep this and make something out of it, but pale colors are not really they don't look perfect on me very well. So that is in the pool. This is a knit crate yarn. It's beautiful mint green. This is not a single ply. It's some kind of sock yarn, I believe, but it is gorgeous. There is a ball of Red Heart It's a Wrap. Look how fun! It's a heart. Get it? Red Heart, it's a heart. So there's one of those. There is 3 of these, 3 Karen cotton cakes in the colorway Nested Blues. Amazing. And that yarn, I have actually never felt a Karen cotton cake before, and it's very soft, like super, super soft. There is a bag of yarn from Russia. So there are 4 of each of these, so I'm just gonna pull out 1 of each of these. really like this yarn. This yarn is tempting me, especially this one. Maybe this. I love lime green so much. This may stay with me. I don't know. But this is some kind of cotton blend yarn, and she sent me the actual fiber content, and I don't remember now, but that is the brand. So it is Russian yarn from Russia, and there are 16 balls worth. So that is quite a lot. Here are the other two Karen cotton cakes. There are 2 latte cakes. This one, of course, is browns, and it is colorway coconut cream. And this is the colorway blackberry. I really like this one. That's gorgeous. There is 400 grams of this baby blue Yarn Art jeans yarn, which is 50% cotton and 50% PAC. I'm not sure what that is, but it is a very soft yarn as well. There's more. There is all of this 24/7 cotton. All of this. So all this beautiful berry color and this gray. That is 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 balls of that. There is some sugar and cream, which is of course why I snagged some of the sugar and cream to make new dishcloths. I'm being surrounded by yarn right now. Oh, there's one more 24/7 cotton. I've actually made a garment out of 24/7 cotton before, and I really, really liked it, and it was beautiful. Now, it was very heavy, but the stitch definition was amazing using that mercerized cotton. So, do with that what you will. There is some Patton's Classic Worsted. Now, this would be an amazing garment. It is much too scratchy for me to use because I'm pretty sensitive to wool. But there's definitely enough for a sweater, especially some kind of colorwork sweater, because all of this is Patton's worsted. Probably 2 sweaters. There's enough for 2 sweaters. We're almost done. There's some Caron Simply Soft, which is wonderful yarn. I have used that many, many times to make baby blankets. I've made shawls out of it. I don't think I've made a sweater out of Caron Simply Soft. No, I haven't made a sweater, but I know a lot of people have. There are 5 of these. I'm just gonna pull out one. This Lion Brand Fisherman's Wool in the colorway Nature's Brown. Again, I would love to keep this and make a sweater out of it, but it's a little bit too scratchy for me, so somebody will be making a sweater out of it very soon. And then finally, and I'm not going to pull all of these out either, but there's a bunch of Paint Box DK in these beautiful, beautiful colors. There's still a bunch in there. I'm not gonna pull them all out. I'm not even sure how many balls. How many balls? So many. So I'm really not sure what to say. I sent her a note that was like, oh my gosh, she said I'm sending you 2 packages, and I was like, okay. And then these 2 enormous boxes showed up on my front door, and my husband was like, what did you get? And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's yarn. So I am so thrilled. Thank you so much. I know that this yarn was all in your possession, but not getting the love that it deserved. Because of course, so much yarn, so little time. We all know this. We all have stashes of some kind, and there's yarn that just sits there and doesn't get enough love, which is of course the point of why we had the Love Your Stash Cowl at the beginning of the year, because the point of the Love Your Stash Cowl was to use the yarn that you've purchased it for some reason. So I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled, to be able to gift this yarn to you for any kind of prize that we are going to do. So there will be some make-alongs coming up at the end of the year. I have some ideas I have definitely some ideas. When my schedule calms down a little bit, I have an idea for a bonus video for this channel. But I do not foresee that happening until October because my schedule is pretty crazy until the end of September. And then of course we're leaving to go on a boat. But I sat down when this came out, when these boxes came, and I sat down on the floor and I spread it all around, and it looked like my house was a yarn store. You should see, I don't want to knock the camera because it'll make you seasick, but there's literally yarn just piled everywhere around me. And that is the happiest place to be in the world. And I'm just thrilled. So thrilled. So thank you. I know I keep saying that and it's a small phrase, but I appreciate you. I appreciate every person that watches. I appreciate you, Nina, for sending all of this. I appreciate everyone who has sent me any kind of note or thought or encouragement or anything in the mail over the last month and a half. That really, really has made a big difference to me and my mental health and where I am at my life currently. And if you keep coming back and watching over and over again, I am so appreciative of you. You are the reason that I do this. It brings me so much joy to come and show you what I've been making and to share yarn with you as much as possible and to design. I actually finally, my husband helped me. I enlisted him because I just couldn't take any good photos. I enlisted him to help me take some photos of my Vanya cowl and my Nihilist cowl, and those are going out to testers very, very shortly. Now it'll still be like a month before the pattern is released because testers have to have a certain amount of time to make it, and then of course it has to be tech edited, but I'm very excited. And then I will have a new pattern in the works from ground zero very, very soon as well. So I'm excited to talk about that in the next episode. But gosh, I know it's only been 52 minutes, but I feel like I've been talking for a long time. And I think the baby has reached her limit of being able to stay in the back room with her mom. So I am going to bid you all adieu and pack all of this yarn back into the box and put it in the spare bedroom until it is dispersed. And gosh, I'm just so happy and so grateful for you. And until we meet each other again in 2 weeks, happy crafting. And remember to be kind to yourself. If you wouldn't say it to someone you love, like your best friend or a family member, you are not allowed to say it to yourself. Be your own best friend. Be kind to yourself, and you're already good enough. You belong here, and you're valuable, and I value your contribution, and I'm just so grateful for you. And I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye.